organizations here that are with us. Yeah. The Bride of Georgia Education Coalition. We have a representative from UNCF. We have Students First here with us. And we have Students for Education Reform.
Representative Morgan made history at age 23, becoming the first, may I say, the first African-American to represent Cobb County in the Georgia House of Representatives. She represents District 39. Now she is just finishing up her 5th term in the General Assembly. She is committed to education reform. She serves tirelessly every day towards efforts of improving education in Georgia. She serves without reservation. She's humble, and she continues to fight for all Georgians to have access to the great equalizer, which is education. Representative Morgan also is an author of the most powerful book, the most inspiring book that I have read, and it is titled No Apologies, and it has powerful lessons in politics, love, and life. Must read, so definitely plug, get the book. Thank you. She's also, Representative Morgan also has been featured in many publications and media outlets. She's also gained numerous awards for her service. She's a statewide leader. She's a trailblazer for education reform. So without further ado, Representative Alicia Morgan.
Yeah! In our hands?
Yeah! Listen, we need to get walking to the Capitol, but I had to share a few comments with you. As I was preparing for this moment, I did a little bit of research, and I don't want this moment to pass without us realizing the place in which we are standing. The King Chapel, the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Chapel, where Dr. King was a student here at Morehouse. He arrived when he was just 16 years old. And when he arrived on this campus, I don't know if he knew that he would forever change the world. And so as we stand here on Morehouse's campus, right under this statue, I want every young person here, whether you're in middle school, high school, or college, to understand the significance of this moment. That you are taking a stance, that you are doing something that requires courage, and I applaud you for that this morning. And I want you to know the history and the shoulders on which you stand. In 1960, there were students here in the Atlanta University Center. One of the leaders of that group was Lonnie King, who was a student here at Morehouse and a big charter school supporter. But they decided that they weren't going to sit idly by and watch Atlanta, which is supposed to be the most progressive city in the South and supposed to be the city too busy to hate, that they still had separate accommodations for blacks and for whites. And they decided that they weren't going to sit idly by and let the older people tell them that we should just wait. And so together they put together what was called the Student Manifesto. And they looked at issues like education and public accommodations and health and a lot of other issues. And together those students organized, 200 of them organized, and they sat in cafeterias and lunch counters here in Atlanta. They went to Atlanta City Hall. They went to Fulton County Courthouse. And they went to the state capitol, which is where we are about to march to. And so one of my mentors has said, and I think it's a very powerful statement, while those students of 1960 sat in at lunch counters, we now have the ability to sit at the lunch counter, but we have too many students in this state who cannot read the menu. And so that is why we are here this morning. We are here because we have a responsibility as young people, as Georgians, as people who care about kids, that we can't sit idly by and wait for somebody else to stand up for young people. Because when I get up in the morning, I know that I can't stand one more moment of kids who are not graduating from high school, of third graders who aren't proficient in reading, who are not doing well on the NAEP exams. I can't wait any longer for students to not have access to public school options in this state. And so we have a responsibility this morning. And so whether you're 12 or 55, we stand here together as black, white, Democrat, Republican, young and old, because this is the right thing to do. Because this is about hope in our hands. This is about hope for all kids in Georgia. This is about hope for all parents in Georgia. This is about the hope and the belief that every child can have access to a quality education in the state of Georgia. Are you with me?